And he's back. He's the man behind the hat. And he's out of control. Hashtag Alice Cooper. Let's just say all fans of Northern Lights Fan Club can now create a unique heart me together that represents the community. Sure. Oh, mosquitoes are coming at me. I neglected to change the title for this stream, but that's okay. Maybe I'll talk about Kai at some point. That's Kai the hitchhiker. I don't think he should be in prison. You can go and check out his documentary if you want to know more about him. And I was incorrect in my last stream where I said he got life in prison. He actually got 57 years he's sentenced to. So the purpose of this stream, and if you're new here, hello, I'm Northern Light here on TikTok. Paul Harris Light Striker on YouTube. Normally I play guitar and such, vlog as well as engage in self-care and whatnot. But I just wanted to get on here and talk about a couple of things quickly. So one, in Canada up here, it seems like the government's pushing for a ban on social media for all youth under the age of 16, which I think that should be up to the parents to parent the children, not the government. So I'm not exactly on board with that. Furthermore, I think the government is just doing what the government usually does, and that's avoid accountability. They don't want to address the real reason why the youth are more aggressive and acting up and such. They don't want to address the causes from nature and nurturing, which have been, formatted by the powers that be to take both of the parents out of the home and work us to the point of burnout while polluting our foods, polluting our skies, our waters, and pushing propaganda all across their media platforms that do what? Well, they distort and they divide us. They divide us from each other and from ourselves. So that's what I'd like to see in the government, is a fresh take on honesty and transparency, accountability. Maybe they'll go like, okay, yeah, you're right. I don't think you should take warlike and territorial mammalians and force them to work a minimum of 40 hours a week every week, give them shitty food, pump them full of frequencies from the radio towers, the internet, this, that, and everything that's in our alchemical soup that surrounds us in our environment. And then act like they expect us to behave when they know that they're the purporters. Is that the word? The perpetuators. These black flies. They're the perpetuators of driving up the aggressive levels and division within the population. Can we get them to take accountability? Is it possible for a politician to be honest? Is that possible? Huh? Yeah, so I don't think the answer to reducing teen self-harm and aggression is to ban the social media platforms from them. I think the parent should be given more time to parent. That's what I think. I think that's the way to do it. If you are to give children qualitative attention from their birth givers, then they're probably going to be raised well. Granted that the intentions of the birth givers are to raise balanced youth and not just mindless fucking slaves like we're all raised to be. Is anyone tired of being worked to the point of burnout, being malnourished, having your skies and your waters polluted, your lands polluted? Are you tired of that? I'm tired of that. What are you going to do about it? Well, we can spread the word. Violence is a tool that the powers that be use against us, and we could use it against them, but that's just going to create chaos and catastrophe. So I would say hold that move as a last ditch effort. Let's see if we can talk some sense into them. If not, again, we always got plan B. We can join up. We just need some true leaders amongst us to organize it, and we can go use the same force that they use against us. See how they like it. Furthermore, I had heard that Doug Ford said America treats them right. And I'm going to say, Doug, you're a politician. You know why they're being kind to you. You know, it's just to get something from you. It does not go further than that. It's not because they like you. It's not because they want to be intimate with you. It's because they want what you got. Trump says he doesn't want anything that Canada has, but Trump's full of shit. No offense, but seriously. I could go over the anti-spyware app that I created and installed on my phone, and I can show you many IP addresses coming from Americans, American citizens. So you want to say you don't want anything from Canada, I'm going to call bullshit on that. But yeah, that's about it for my topics for now. The black flies and the mosquitoes are coming out, so I'll surmise quickly. First of all, if you're new here, hello, I'm Northern Light on TikTok. Paul Harris Light Striker on YouTube. I might create another channel in the future, but what I typically do on my channels is engage in music practice with my guitar, my voice, sometimes my drums. I engage in various self-care oriented actions, and I share advice relating to everything I've mentioned and beyond. I include vlogs in my streams. I'm working on providing more pre-recorded content, but for the most part, since spring finally arrived up north here in northern Canada, I've just been taking in the forest bathing, as they say, really processing and letting go a lot of frustrations, namely with how I am a target of gang stalking operations and how I'm left to deal with this scalp issue, which I'm not completely certain what it is. I have theories. It could be toxoplasmosa. It could be screwworms, which is least or less likely, but I don't know. All I know is it hurts, like it throbs, and it feels inflamed, and there's discharge that comes from it. And I've tried to get help from the medical professionals, so-called professionals, but as I've said, because I'm a target of gang stalking operations, that just gets dismissed with disrespect and piss poor attitudes and attempts to X me, as in execute, but by my own hands, by prescribing me medications that they know that I'm allergic to. I even went to one female medical so-called professional, and her response to me seeking help and treatment for my scalp issue, which I've been experiencing since November of 2024, and it's been hurting every day since then. Like, my pain tolerance now is hit a state of neutrality rather than feeling angry about it and perhaps lashing out on others who don't deserve it. But that so-called female medical so-called professional, her response to my scalp issue was, quote, "You did that yourself," unquote. I was just thinking in my head, that bitch has never been hit, I don't think. I'm not going to encourage people to hit females, but I think sometimes a good crack in the mouth will correct a lot of piss poor behavior. I just seen a squirrel. Anyway, so if you like people jamming music, vlogging, sharing their opinions and such, I'm the dude for you. Keep a lookout for more content and such. Maybe I'll bring you in the yard more often. Until next time, take on responsibility, take care of yourself, and take no shit. And if you're being stalked like me, do your best to gather evidence, but don't feel bad if you miss it sometimes, because it's not always easy when someone's committing a crime to you for you to gather evidence, right? You can't just say, oh, hold on a minute. Before you continue with that, let me get my phone and action. You know, you can't all the time. So don't beat yourself up about it. But if you are a target of gang stalking operations like I am, for multiple groups from here, multiple groups from here, multiple groups from afar, for a variety but similar reasons, variety of slash similar reasons. It's mostly greed and jealousy, etc. Some of them want to exercise their bloodlust by having me be a sacrifice for their cuckoo ass occult parties. But they've learned, just like I've learned, there is a force that protects some individuals in this world, and mine activates whenever they try to kill me. They try to run me off the road and stuff. Maybe I'll get into detail about that another time, but there always seems to be something that interrupts it, which sometimes I'm disappointed when it does, and I'm not trying to depress anyone, but some days I just don't want to be on Earth. I'm just fed up with the abuse, you know? Anyway, don't let that get you down, though. I'm going to find a way to get back up. It's frustrating to constantly be targeted for destabilization, execution, humiliation, theft, like inheritance thefts and so forth. And people cutting my content and making money off it while I haven't made a fucking cent. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm going to keep on going until this avatar is done. I'm never going to exit on my own volition. I recommend everybody hold on as long as you can, make it through to the end. That's probably your best bet. And until next time, I'm Northern Light here on TikTok, and Paul Harris, Light Striker,